All right then. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you happen to be. Welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness, New York by Night. This scene is set in a shady horse betting establishment. There is the thick smell of cigarette and cigars floating in the air as a plethora of people go here and there in order to place their bets, in order to pick up the flyers that post the horses and the horse bets and the expected returns from such a wind. From here, you see all manner of people partaking in the legal betting establishments of New York City. On the different screens above the panels, above the cashier's box are the different horse races that they go ahead and plow down the field in order to win the race for another bushel of hay or another bushel of apples, whatever their incentive is. The tiny little jockeys going ahead and urging them on, giving them more incentive to win the race. The scene is set with this new arrival to the city having walked in, having already taken the turnstile, having already gotten into the establishment, and he's currently holding in his hand the program for the races for the next few hours at least. And there we begin our scene.
As Hazel will look at the program, we look at all the people around. And so it's how the wheel turns in New York, apparently. He will go in one of the seats, and he knows he shouldn't do this. From when he come from, he was very spoiled, very spoiled for doing his tricks. But he needs cash. He needs quick money at the moment because he hasn't found any other Utanatoy in the city or another Chakravanti. So he will choose a random stranger in the crowd. In this case, a man seated there with his ticket. He will sit beside, just looking at the horse running, and he will take a peek inside the mind of your Rain to read his outer thoughts.
Go ahead and roll it.
And he technically would make it because it's difficult fight.
Yes, he would make it. Unfortunately, right. What do you say? Or are you just simply standing there?
He will just his mind, Azazel mind is blank. He shakes his head and he looks to his right to this man seated there, and he will try again because this shouldn't be happening.
The
He
man,
fails. It doesn't matter.
the man for his part has simply got his eyes closed. He simply seems to be without a single care in the world. He seems to just be sitting there, almost nodding off and dozing off as he feels these mental assaults on his psyche that are brushed off just as quick as they come.
I say so. We'll try the normal approach, and we'll just look at the man and go like, "I need a recommendation on betting."
Josh will go ahead and look towards the man after snorting him self awake and just look at the program he currently has. He goes ahead and ticks off one of the boxes and hands it over to you. Try that one.
Hmm. He will look at the horse. You actually bet for this horse?
No, I don't bet. Not usually, anyways. I wanted to see
Then,
what all the hubbub was about with this place. Seems pretty dead, though. And you know for a fact that people all over are secretly whispering, secretly conspiring with each other, hoping, pleading. There's a lot of noise and a lot of other background conversations going on. It would be hard pressed to actually find anybody sleeping in this place, but you have found the one person who it had.
well, and he will look at you and he remembers that his master told him that there are mages of the Ortanato and other uh, well, other orders all around the world, so he will poke slowly. Uh, well, this place seems to be quite alive. People is enjoying life. Well, I would say enjoying, letting life slip through their fingers here. That would be a more accurate answer.
He goes ahead and looks over to the sea of humanity. They just want to. They just want some excitement. I'm not going to take that away from them.
How could you take that away from them?
Well, don't want to be a spoil sport. If they want to go ahead and bet their money and try to get something out of it, fantastic. Good for them. I'm not one to dissuade somebody from having a good time.
Okay, okay, that's a very curious answer. But how you how you managed to sleep here?
How I imagine a sleeper? Oh, I'm sorry. My usual place of work is much louder than this. Seems like every single second somebody is screaming for one thing or another. I've learned to kind of, push it out of my mind.
Hmm, interesting. Where do you work, Mister? And he will stare at Yosh.
I'm a JR. You?
AA.
Okay. AA. How long have we been in this city?
Oh, I'm rather new. And he chuckles. A friend brought me here.
Oh, newbie.
Hmm.
Right.
It's
Cool.
been, and he looks at the watch, 6 hours now.
You've been in the city 6 hours, and the first place you go to happens to be a horse betting establishment.
Well, yeah, but I didn't come here to bet.
Did you come here to get money? Did you come here to lose money? What did you come here for?
Fate. I like seeing fate in motion.
Fair enough. So you like to watch people gamble.
Yes and no. Life is an actual, continual gamble. If I wanted to see people gambling, I would just look out of my window.
Fair enough. Seems like people here display it quite prominently. I suppose just looking out your window would be very, very hard to see chance come into play.
No, no, no. And he points at the people betting. This is not gambling. Gamble is deeper, metaphysical, so to speak. This is just betting. It's
Mm.
it's playing with fate instead of fulfilling or trying to aid her.
Mm. Well, that's an interesting conversation, don't you think?
Yeah. Want to expand on it over a cup of coffee?
I'm actually trying to get some sleep, but
Want to
hell, if
expand on
you're
it over a
buying,
beer?
all I'm gonna say is that if you're buying, I'll be drinking.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Hmm.
And he stands up and, yeah, I will let you live.
As you see, JR go ahead and stand his full weight as he proceeds to follow you. Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
Really? Do you think so?
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me another.
Okay, and he will try to bug around his brain for a joke. I don't have a joke to tell, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Lead the way. You're entirely control of this conversation and where we go from here.
Oh, great, great. I will just tell you, I'm never in control of anything, I just follow the directions that come from upstairs. And he just will start walking into the streets, and he will stand in front of his motorcycle and look at Josh. Afraid?
No, how about we walk over here and JR will actually go ahead and walk down the street just a little bit. He knows exactly where he's going as he just walks down the street.
Azazel will follow, very merrily, singing a tune. He'll Golimar, tu, Golimar, tu.
So where are we from, AA? Where are we from?
Oh, the mystery continent of Eastern lands.
Eastern lands, you say. You wanna go ahead and specify that for me a little bit? You talking about the Pacifica? You talking about Asia? You talking about the Indias? What are we talking about?
Somewhere about India, probably. Maybe Eastern, Middle Eastern, some little country over there.
I would ping you as Pakistani myself, he says as the street lights start to get darker. Just inexplicably darker.
And he will look. But bad lining here in New York. No Pakistani, I'm sorry.
Not Pakistani.
No, I, for example, I can't handle their food. It's too much for my poor stomach.
Very well, very well. Should I be going south, east, west, or north? He says as yet another street light just gets a little bit dimmer.
The wheel goes everywhere, so let's say east.
East of Pakistan. Well, that would simply lead me to India.
Oh, good. But India is a big region. It's a big place.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and try to pinpoint the Providence, he says, as he's seemingly coming to what looks to be a coffee shop. The coffee shop seems to be closed for one reason or another.
Well, this is bad. Bad fate. Bad luck. And he chuckles, like if something like bad fate will exist.
No. I know the owner of the establishment, and I hope he would be about, but that doesn't really matter. I have my own place. As he continues to walk further down the street, I have my own little place set up just around here, if you don't mind. I got ground coffee, sleepy tea if you need it.
I would accept the coffee. And you see him clutching something in his left pocket. Chili, and he puts the other hand inside the coat also. I'm used to warmer temperatures.
Yes, I'm sure. Even in this particularly warm season, we seem to find ourselves a little bit chilly this night. He says as he continues to walk down the street side block, as he sort of turns the corner, actually. And when he turns the corner, you don't see him anymore.
Azazel will go like, He will look behind, to the east, to the north, to the west. Oh, for Kali's sake, we were just having a nice conversation and you pulled this on me.
from the north side of the block, you see that the street lamp gets a little bit dimmer.
Okay. He will turn around. He will try to look for Josh. But
The
I
only
just
figure you see happens to be one that's a little bit more shadowy than you would think. And for all your intents and purposes, you know for a fact that you haven't reached that level of mastery quite yet. You can't do this, not on your own. As a shadowy specter sort of travels from your position north towards the dimmer street lamp.
oh well, that's an invitation for me. And he starts walking to the dimmer lights.
It,
Too
it
much
takes
light can
you.
blind you.
Hmm? It takes you a while, but it seems as if the specter is actually directing you to a subway station, a great intersection of places.
Oh, okay. The crossroad. Crossroads are always good. And he will enter the subway station.
You enter the subway station and you feel a cold, cold chill go up and down your spine. It's,
JR, if that is you, don't touch me like that in those places.
you see for a fact that the platform as well as the entire station seems to be completely vacant. And if you turn around, well, you'll be greeted with a unpleasant surprise.
Hmm. He will just skulk around in his pocket and will bring out a golden tin lighter, open it, light it, turn around. What he finds.
Well, go ahead and find that the surroundings have gotten much darker. In fact, almost pitch black as soon as you take out that lighter and provide yourself that small little light. As you turn around and you see that this subway has been locked with chains and a gate. It was not there when you first entered, but now it is.
Very well. He will look at the chains. Ah, interesting. Interesting. Uh, and he will just voice out loud. This is a very, very, very weird kind of invitation, JR. I thought we were just going to, well, go and get some coffee. But if you want to do it like this, sure. Uh, and he will start going down to on the stairs. It's not like you're Karen or something like that, aren't you?
You hear in your head more than you hear from your ears. Just a soft voice, not even a voice, just a whisper of a whisper that plainly says, "Perhaps I'll let you live."
He will just chuckle, close the lighter. You cannot kill me, neither let me live, JR. That's not your fate. Your fate is not intervene with mine. You won't kill me. You won't let me live. You won't let me live neither. You don't have any kind of power over me. And he will just wait for the subway to come.
The subway does not, in fact, come. If you wait for the train will certainly not come as you feel the station get ever so much colder, ever so much slightly more cold. As you actually start to smell You smell something that you know is rot. You smell something that you know is awful. You smell something as if a person, a thing, an animal, a wild animal, had started to decay quite rapidly before your very nose. In fact, if you were to guess, it smells as if your nose was right in that animal carcass, and you feel the urge to throw, to bile, but you are able to keep it to yourself. This awful smell starting to surround you, starting to suffocate you.
Okay, he will just shake his head a little bit. We were just having a nice talk, and then all suddenly you want to kill me. What kind of establishing a relation is that? What kind of way?
You go ahead and you hear, well, in your head again, then your actual ears, the same whisper of a whisper that simply says, with strangers, you should watch your tongue.
And he will just look at his surroundings. If I offended you, I am extremely sorry.
At which
I know.
point,
Oh, yes.
at which point, the lights return, just ever so subtly, not to full brightness, but just to a subtle, dim light. As you see beneath that dim light, the currently sitting figure of the man that you introduce yourself to, and he's currently sitting on the bench of a subway station.
He will sit beside Yosh and bring out a packet of smokes. Care for one?
Actually, yeah, that'd be pretty damn awesome. He says
Sure.
as he reaches over.
Yep. He gives you a smoke, pulls again the lighter, light its own. So, what was all that about?
I already pinged you before you even talked to me. You tried to do something you probably shouldn't have tried. You tried to get in here, he says as he points to his head. And then you made the offhand comment that you had entire control of the situation, that you could end me.
No. No, 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 no. Neither you nor me have control over anything. Control is an illusion. Control is a lie. We are just on a big wheel that we either like it or not, it will keep turning. Some people say this, help it turn. So we actually never are in control of anything.
If you want to backpedal like that, you're more than welcome to.
I said you have no control over me. And that's true. You have no control over me. I don't have any control over you, neither. We can act like if we have control over situations. But control shift. Everything shift. Everything that shifts is an illusion. Therefore, everything is an illusion. Life is an illusion. Death is an illusion. They don't exist. They only keep turning and exchanging places.
If you want to believe it.
You don't believe in reincarnation?
Goes ahead and gives you an eye. Simply says, what's the alternative?
There is no alternative. There is only reincarnation.
Of course there's an alternative. There's an alternative to everything.
Well, what other alternative there is if there is no reincarnation? Perpetual state of death and perpetual states of life?
Look at the Western philosophies. Look at the Western religions. I know that reincarnation is more an Eastern thing than anything else, but look at them for a second.
Mhm.
They believe that there's a place you go after you die. There's a place that you get elected to, either to Abraham's bosom, either to the pearly gates, either to Schlag, or
Mhm.
either to the fiery pit.
Mm. Yes, 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 yes. But look at the other side. Remember the six roads, the process of reincarnation. Well, let's look at the Greek and the Romans and all of them. Remember about the you know about the river of memories. Your soul gets there, you are cleansed, and you become again one with creation, just to break away once more and be another thing.
It's like no, 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 no. It's not. It's not. It's not a river, my good friend. It's more like an ocean. I've seen souls. I've seen a soul try to brave that ocean, that depth. And it always starts off rather instantly. They always have their own little craft, their own little boat that they think will save them, that they think will get them to the other side without ever having to touch the water. But every so often there is a storm on that ocean. Every so often there is a bandit brigade as well, and every so often there is the monster, the Leviathan, thing that watches in the deep. And every single soul thinks that they are going to be the one that makes it. They are going to be the one that escapes Leviathan. The
You
Leviathan
know?
wants all. You will let me finish.
Yeah, sorry, sorry. Go ahead.
There you go. Leviathan devours all. The soul, whether through happenstance or whether it simply gives up, jumps into that ocean. And it always starts rather innocently. It always starts rather small, the way that they get disassociated from their past life. It's always a memory they never wanted anyways. It's always what color they liked. It's always some random birthday they wish to forget. They tend to let go of the things that they love most. You would think it'd be the other way around. You think that they would go ahead and relinquish all the hate, all the anguish that they suffered in life, all the sorrow, all the melancholy, but they seem to hold on to these much, much longer than they hold on to the things they actually love. And it's a gradual process. It's not an all-in-one thing. They stay on the surface and float on the debris of their vessel for quite a long time, giving these small little concessions to the Leviathan before they are dragged deeper into the waters. That's when they start to really give stuff up, like their childhood friends, like their enemies, like the face of their mother and father, and they get dragged deeper down still, to where even their identity gets stolen away from them. That, that, my friend, is how that particular river, as you call it, actually manifests. There is a monster down there. It's called the Leviathan. It will eat you.
And what will happen after the souls reach the bottom, JR?
They join Oblivion.
It's really weird the way people will always try to hold to their grudges, to the people who did them wrong. Yeah, it's easier to forget friends with the past of the years, but no, that person who hurt you, you will always remember that person who hurt you.
It's spiritual cancer weighing you down, my good sir.
Mm, yes, Yes, people should get rid of these evil feelings about this genre. They should embrace liberation from time to time. I know that oh well, almost everyone is afraid of death. No one wants to die, neither do I.
It's an uncomfortable aspect of creation.
No, no, it is not. It's only misinterpreted. Death, yes, it's hard, it's sad, but it's not bad. From time to time, it's a well-deserved rest. And from time to time, depending on how did you live your life, it's punishment. That's how karma works. Death, death is that good old friend we all have. That good old friend we don't want to see because he's nagging and he always wants to knock at our doors. It's that good old friend that we want to leave behind, but he will just cling on to us because he likes us, he loves us. And
Oh, death loves you. Death loves you more than you could possibly imagine.
I know
Death wants to be with you. Death
that's
just wants to keep you safe. Death wants to preserve you forever.
yeah. Mind you if I tell a story, a very old story?
I have all night.
Great. A very, very, very long time ago, there was no death didn't happen, never, ever. People just born and keep on their own way, and then they started to grow. Their numbers started to get bigger. They were more and more each time until they reached one point that no one could eat because there wasn't enough food nor drink for everyone. They needed to do human pyramids because there wasn't any more space to stand or to uh, sleep or something like that. And they didn't die. They just were. They keep increasing their numbers and more and more and more. And some of them started to wish for that because that was not life. That was punishment. You cannot drink, you cannot eat, you cannot sleep, you cannot find a place to call your own because there are too many of them. And then one big god, one big angel came down to earth and did what needed to be done. She spread death everywhere, and people rated it. People welcomed it, and they were happy. Death is a good old friend that will wait for you at the end of the road. And if you were good, yeah, he will take you to a nice place. Then probably he will give you another chance. Because a game with just one continue, that's boring. But if you were a bad guy, ooh, you know our hearts are good old friends when it comes to nagging time. They will tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They will tell you whatever, everything that did you do wrong. They will tell you, and they will be relentless with it. But probably after a time, when your girlfriend is sure that you understood what you did wrong, he might give you another chance because, after all, he's your friend.
Well, that's definitely how it should be working.
Ah,
Not
but it's not
necessarily how
working
it
like that.
is.
Yes, I know. It's not working like that anymore. It used to.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Used to work pretty well, actually.
So, JR, how are you in terms with that good old friend of everyone?
What do you mean?
How's your perspective of that?
Maybe my perspective of death. I don't have a perspective of death. I am death.
He looked at you. I always thought you would be a woman, like Kali.
Well, I've met other females of my house, but no, I'm all man.
So, you are here to take me away?
And as you say that, as if punctuating that particular notion, there comes a siren. Not necessarily a siren, but definitely a horn that proceeds to blow through the entire platform as what seems to be an ethereal train starts to roll into the station. It is a figment of spirit stuff. It is the figment of physical stuff as well, strangely enough. It just starts to pull into the station. You can see that it glows with a preternatural blue light as it just comes to a silent stop. And it proceeds to open each one of its doors. One of them being in front of this particular bench as Josh Rain just simply looks at you. This is just the train. It always arrives here about this time. I make it a
He will,
habit to find my way here.
he will look at you, he will look at the train. Yeah, I believe you. If you came here to take me, I would have expected a chariot at least.
So, are you ready?
Ah, I'm ready for a lot of things. Let's go.
All right then.
Uh, he
The man
will.
you know as JR will simply stand up and actually go ahead and walk with you, side by side. Simply says, "This is probably you're very, very wise. You do know that, right?"
I'm not wise. I'm not.
He
I
continues,
just try to understand. And if you're afraid, you cannot understand.
"You are about 10 to 7 paces away from the open doors of the train as Josh takes you with him step by step. Nice. And about 5 paces from the open doors of the train that are waiting to take you away to wherever this particular train meets its destination, just sort of stops, actually.
I will stop. Something wrong?
Do you have students?
Students?
Do you have people you teach?
Well, at the moment, no. But in a very weird way, I try to teach everyone.
All right. This is what I want you to do. The train doors actually proceed to close. If you had continued on, you would have easily reached it, but because You stop. The train starts up yet again as you see that ethereal form, that light blue glowing form, proceed to start up again and continue on to its destination as Josh Rain simply tells you, I want you to teach people more about this philosophy you have. I think more people would be ready to go if they thought the way that you did.
Well, I will try. Uh, for my particular kind of enlightenment, and he will chuckle. You need to die at least once.
Yeah, yeah. Go, go off to the city. Tell them what you saw here. Teach them this philosophy. From now on, you're carrying my word.
Very well. Uh, well, since your death, I may ask, uh, have you met any other fellow pusher of the wheel?
Fellow pushers of the wheel.
Yeah, I was informed
Hmm.
that there should be other like me here.
Hmm. I believe my brother would have. Yeah. I think my brother had met some of your kind. They're here. They're in the city. You'll have
Yep.
to find them yourself.
Good, good. I can do that. We can stay hidden for a very long time out of each other.
When they ask you who I am, I go by a moniker in this city. Okay?
Yep.
There was in the beginning a plethora of different servants who all served the last house, who served decay,
Hmm.
entropy, who serve the end to all things. I am merely one of many of them, one of many that have returned. Well, I should say one of the few that have returned. Their
Hmm.
numbers are not as much as they were. But if they go ahead and ask you who did this, who led you here, who told you these things, go ahead and tell them that it was the death of rabbits.
Sure. I will tell them. Oh, but before that, he will actually pull his coat, in place, and he will actually give you a hug, like a really felt hug,
Mm-hmm.
like he's kind of asking for forgiveness, and then he will look at you and go like, "Your job is really hard, and I'm really sorry for it. But if the day comes in which you need to take me away, I will walk you as an old friend again."
Go. Go in peace.
Sure. Oh, he will turn around. You're good on that beer any day of the week?
If I get thirsty, I'll find you.
Cool. Will be watching over my shoulder, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Dead of Rabbits. And he will
Mm-hmm.
just light another smoke and he will leave very merrily.
Josh Rain, for his part, will simply go back to the bench, simply go ahead and lounge heavily on it as he watches the Death Mage go about his way. He will find his path unhindered, and he will look in his direction. And we can end the scene there.